Everyone can be seated, thank you. We're ready to go. Okay. All right, everyone may be seated. Good morning. We are ready to proceed, ladies and gentlemen. This witness has been previously sworn to testify truthfully. Okay, Mr. Stank. Oh, let's do it.
Your Honor. Good morning. Can you go ahead and state and spell your name for the record?
Yes, ma'am. Joshua, Joshua, Espinoza, Espinoza.
And what is your occupation?
I'm a Texas game warden.
Now, what does a Texas game warden do?
So Texas game wardens are state peace officers. We not only enforce hunting, fishing, and water safety related laws, but we also apprehend dangerous criminals and provide public safety to the people of the state of Texas.
Now, are you a commissioned peace officer like our regular police departments?
Yes, ma'am. So I hold the same commission peace officer license as any other peace officer, have the same arrest powers as any other peace officer in the state of Texas.
Now, what type of training does a Texas game warden have?
So Texas Game Wardens attend a training center near Hamilton, Texas. It's a 8-month academy. We train on the basic peace officer curriculum, everything from arrest, search, and seizure to firearms training to search and rescue training, boat operation training, quite a bit of extensive training.
And what is a game warden's role in a search and rescue type of situation?
So Texas Game Wardens often lead in search and rescue operations across the state, from major events, from hurricanes, flooding occurrences. We actually have a dedicated search and rescue team.
And I guess, are you part of this search and rescue team?
Yes, ma'am. I've been a member of the Texas Game Warden Search and Rescue Team for 10 years now.
And so have you done a variety of search and rescues as part of this team?
Yes, ma'am. I've done quite a few search and rescues, body recoveries, and victim rescues.
And tell us, I guess, just generally, what are these usually coming from?
So one of the very first events that I responded to was Hurricane Harvey, Harris County, providing victim rescues and that. And then most recently, the Kerrville floods, the devastating July 4th floods.
So are these mostly, I guess, accident-based or?
Yes, ma'am. Accident-based.
Now, what areas do game wardens work? Do you have a certain district, a certain area?
So we're assigned by county, but we have statewide jurisdiction.
Okay. And so is Wise County part of your area?
Yes, ma'am, it is part of my district.
Now, at some point where you requested, you personally and the game wardens in general, to assist on the missing person search for Athena Strand.
Yes, ma'am, that is correct. One of the Wise County game wardens was on scene, and also I was contacted by game warden K-9 Sergeant Chrissy Thompson with our K-9 unit that she was going to be assisting in the search of Athena Strand in Wise County, and I requested permission through my chain of command to assist with the search.
Do you recall what date that was?
It was December 2nd, 2022, approximately 10:26 a.m.
So the search had already been going before you kind of had come to assist?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. And what information were you actually given when you were, I guess, heading to the scene?
That there was a missing child, 7-year-old child of Athena Strand had been missing from a residence in a rural location in Wise County.
And where were you asked to, I guess, report?
I was asked to report to Athena's residence, which is, I believe, is 268 County Road 3573 near Paradise, Texas, a rural area.
And when you arrived, what did you see?
There was multiple agencies looking in the bar ditch, looking in the wooded areas around. I actually ran across 2 Fort Worth police officers and assisted them in searching a heavily wooded area after getting permission from the landowner.
So at this time, you were mostly searching still in and around the victim's residence?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay. At some point, were you contacted by a Texas Ranger?
Yes, ma'am. While I was at the residence, I was contacted by the Texas Ranger.
Was this still on December 2nd of 22?
Yes, ma'am, that is correct.
Okay. And have you worked with the Texas Rangers in any type of prior investigations?
Yes, ma'am, and we frequently work with the Texas Rangers and other agencies in assisting.
And do you recall which Texas Ranger specifically called you that day?
Yes, ma'am. Texas Ranger Job Espinoza.
Now, recognize that those 2 last names are the same.
Yes, ma'am.
Any relation?
Yes, ma'am. He's my big brother.
Okay. Do you recall if you've actually ever worked with your brother before?
I don't recall if I have. I'm sure we might have crossed paths at some point.
And on this specific case, though, was Texas Ranger Espinoza, was he the lead investigator on this?
Yes, ma'am. He was the lead investigator.
So although he didn't bring you out to scene, he did contact you for assistance at some point?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
Okay. And when he called you, what did he ask you to do?
So when he called me, myself, and Game Warden Casey Pentecost, Wise County Game Warden, and Game Warden Chrissy Thompson were at the residence standing by, and when he called me, he said he needed me to find a FedEx truck and gave me an address and informed me that a FBI agent was following a FedEx truck and that I needed to respond and detain the suspect because he would potentially abducted or kidnapped Athena Strand.
Okay. And so at this point, who all was with you heading to this address that the ranger provided you?
So myself, Game Warden Casey Pentecost, Game Warden Sergeant Chrissy Thompson, we all were in separate vehicles and were en route to that address of, I believe it was Bethel Road was the initial address that was provided.
And at some point, did that address change?
Yes, ma'am, it did.
And do you recall what the address changed to?
So Wise County Communications came over the radio and notified of an address on the corner of Hope and Faith Trail.
To your knowledge, were they getting information from the FBI that updated that address?
I was unaware where that information was coming from. I believed it was from the FBI.
Okay. Now, where were you, or did you eventually locate the suspect?
Yes, ma'am, I did eventually.
Approximately where were you at?
I was at a residence at the corner of Hope Trail and Faith Trail near Paradise.
Now, at this time, were you in a marked unit?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you have your lights on?
Yes, ma'am. I had my red and blue emergency lights on.
Now, when you saw the FedEx truck, can you just tell the jury what happened?
When I saw the FedEx truck exiting the driveway, I pulled my patrol truck in front of the FedEx truck with my lights activated, my red and blues, and I got out and performed a felony stop with my pistol drawn due to the gravity of the situation of it being a kidnapping treated as a felony stop. Ordered the suspect to put his hands up and face away from me and placed him in handcuffs.
And was there any other law enforcement with you at that time?
Yes, ma'am. Wise County Sheriff's Office deputies were on scene as well.
Do you see the person in the courtroom today that you detained on December 2nd of 2022?
Yes, ma'am, I do. He's sitting right over there wearing blue slacks and a blue jean shirt.
Your Honor, let the record reflect that the witness did point to the defendant.
Record so reflect.
Now, at this time, you and the Wise County Sheriff's Office have handcuffed the suspect. What else did you do at that point?
So I conducted a pat-down frisk for weapons of the suspect, and once I was sure that there was no weapons, I reached in his pocket and retrieved his wallet and pulled out his identification to positively ID the suspect.
And what did you do with that identification or driver's license?
With that driver's license, I radioed it over to Wise County Communications Dispatch that he was detained, that driver's license was the individual that was detained.
And why do you guys do that?
It's a matter of keeping a log with our dispatch.
Once that part is done, at any point did you notify Texas Ranger Espinoza that you had found the suspect?
Yes, ma'am. I called Texas Ranger Job Espinoza via cell phone.
And did he arrive on scene?
Yes, ma'am.
Once Ranger Espinoza and whomever he was with arrived on scene, what did you do at that point?
Well, once he arrived on scene, Ranger Espinoza told me that he had left in such a haste and requested that I hand over my body camera because he had forgotten his recording device.
So he took his brother's body camera?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At this point, did you essentially transfer custody of the suspect over to Ranger Espinoza?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Okay. We've talked a little bit about this body camera.
Yes, ma'am.
Were you wearing a body camera the entire time that you were with the suspect?
Yes, ma'am.
And does your body camera record both audio and video?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you activate your body camera prior to meeting the suspect?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you had the opportunity to review that body camera footage?
Yes, ma'am, I have.
Your Honor, may I approach?
Yes, ma'am.
Now I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 34. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that?
It's my body cam video on a flash drive with my initials.
And this is the same footage that you have reviewed?
Yes, ma'am. That's
And
correct.
does it fairly and accurately depict the events where you detained the suspect?
Yes, ma'am, it does.
Your Honor, at this time, the state offers into evidence State's Exhibit number 34 that's previously been provided to the defense in discovery.
Any objections other than those previously tendered to the court?
No, Your Honor.
Those objections remain overruled and State's Exhibit 34 is admitted.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, may I publish the video?
Yes, ma'am.
Josh Espinoza, I'm going to ask you one quick question while there's no sound. Can you explain why there is no sound right now?
So the reason there's no sound is when the body camera is on, it has a 2-minute pre-record where it records only video and no audio, but once you hit record, it actually picks up the audio as well.
And so right now what we're seeing is you driving, and I guess, what is that you're looking at?
That is my cell phone. I'm using Google Maps to find the location.
Okay. Thank you.
That's it right there.
Step out. Step out. Step out. Step out. Keep your hands up. Step out. Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Face away from me. Face away from me. I smell marijuana. That's what we got. What is this? What you got in your pocket? Keys? Tanner? Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, sir. $64.17 Watts County. I got a DL for the one in custody. It's going to be Texas DL 26698029. Last name's going to be Horner. Good one. Yeah. Smell like weed, strong. Yeah, when he rolled out of the van. I didn't think he was going to stop. My brother said that's all the FedEx truck to take it down. He's like, take it down. So, let me call him. Okay. Yeah, we got him.
Warden Espinoza, in the background, you immediately heard somebody yelling for Athena. Were you able to look in the truck for Athena?
No, ma'am. My concern was officer safety, making sure the suspect didn't have any weapons. There was Wise County deputies that actually made entry into the truck and looked around for Athena.
And was Athena Strand found in that truck?
No, ma'am.
We spoke earlier about you handing over the body camera to your brother Ranger Espinoza.
Yes, ma'am.
On that video, when you handed the body camera over, will it show you on that body camera footage?
Yes, ma'am.
And why is that?
Because of the 2-minute pre-record, it catches me taking off the body camera and catches me on video.
And will that body camera footage show, I guess probably your name on the body camera footage?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
Other than handing the body camera over to Ranger Espinoza, did he have full control over that body camera as soon as you handed it to him?
Yes, ma'am, he did.
And you're on a Manbridge.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 35. And do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is that?
That's going to be my body camera video that Ranger Espinoza took.
And as far as your portion where you're handing the body camera off, does it fairly and accurately depict your role in that?
Yes, ma'am.
And then at that point, Ranger Espinoza is the one on this video.
Yes, ma'am.
Once Ranger Espinoza takes custody of the suspect, did you have any additional role in the search for Athena Strand?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did you do?
Continue to search, was provided with a location. The best way I could describe it was a bamboo forest. We were tasked with taking the canine to that location to search for Athena, but we're unsuccessful in searching that area and locating Athena.
So Athena Strand was not found in the bamboo forest?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Were you sent to a different location at some point?
Yes, ma'am. I was provided, I don't recall how I was provided the location, possibly the sheriff's office of Bobo's crossing on the Trinity River. And we went to that location, but due to the nightfall and traffic conditions roadside, we decided it was unsafe to run the canine on that location.
And you talked about canine. Was this your canine?
It's Texas Parks and Wildlife Department Game Warden canine that's assigned to Texas Game Warden Sergeant Chrissy Thompson. It's her canine.
And you were with her on that scene?
Yes, ma'am, that's correct.
At that time, who all was there with you? And it was just you and the canine unit, and who else?
As well as Game Warden Casey Pentecost, Wise County Game Warden, and several other officers from the Wise County Sheriff's Office.
At some point, did Ranger Espinoza and anybody else show up?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell us about that?
Ranger Espinoza showed up with Mr. Horner, and Mr. Horner was able to inform Ranger Espinoza where he had put Athena.
And was Athena Strand found at Bobo's crossing?
Yes, ma'am, she was.
And were you there when her body was recovered?
Yes, ma'am.
You mentioned earlier that you've been a part of many body recoveries.
Yes, ma'am.
Was this different?
It was completely different because this was murder and not just an accident.
Thank you. Judge, I'll pass this.
Cross-examination.
Yes, Your Honor. Good morning, Officer Espinoza.
Yes, sir.
Just a couple follow-up questions. My name is Steve Goble. I'm one of the defense attorneys for Tanner Horn.
Yes, sir.
You testified that you are trained in felony stops
Yes, sir.
and you're trained in detaining suspects.
Yes, sir.
And you detained Tanner without incident.
Yes, sir.
And he did not resist.
Yes, sir. He did not resist.
And was not charged with anything like that for detention of.
No, sir.
Absolutely, Your Honor.
Redirect.
Nothing further, Judge?
May Warden Espinoza be excused subject to any potential recall.
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks, sir.
Thank you, Judge.